Now joining us for more on Europe and what's good and what's bad is Jacob Kirkegaard, a senior fellow at the Peterson Institute for International Economics. Thank you very much for joining us and welcome back to the show. Let me start with Greece because they're back in the headlines again. They're asking for the money, but this time around the markets are pretty quiet about it, pretty docile about it. Have we gotten used to this?
I mean, basically, these 3 monthly reviews have become routine by now, because I think it's very clear that the Eurogroup in particular is not interested in kicking up a new big fight with Greece right now. I mean, they're basically ready to go on vacation and take it easy until the German elections are over in late September. So they were, I would say, a bit lenient on Greece. They say, look, we'll give you most of the money right now. There are some things you have to do still, and then we'll give you the rest of the money toward the end of the period. So you're kind of on probation.
Some would argue that vacation is quite long during the year, but you mentioned the probationary period. When does the probationary period come to an end? When do creditors say, hey, wait a minute, we gave you this money, we wanted changes, we don't see the changes? At what stage do we get to that?
Well, basically, the crunch time will come at some point in the middle of 2014, where because Greece has not privatized as many public enterprises as they were committed to do, they haven't made quite the number of cuts, they're going to have a financing gap. And that financing gap has to be filled by someone, AKA the euro area. And the euro area is going to have a fight about who's going to put up what money, because the IMF at that point is going to demand that. So,
let me change topics briefly to another country who has received money, Portugal. Problems, politics. What is going on here?
Well, essentially what you have in Portugal is you have the sort of political effects of a long lingering recession. You know, unemployment is 18%, the economy is in its third year of recession, so it's kind of natural, in my opinion, that you have the coalition partners struggling a little bit for how to position themselves best vis-a-vis austerity.
Are you worried?
No, not really. I mean, because I think it's very clear that both the coalition partners do not want snap elections.
But they're getting a snap election.
I strongly
They're
doubt
talking about a potential Are you saying that's not going to happen?
I'm saying that is extremely unlikely to happen, and it's basically kind of political brinkmanship by one coalition partner vis-a-vis the other to extract some political concessions. But I would be extremely surprised if the Portuguese president, who has the power to call new elections, will let it come to that. Because if you have new elections, you're going to have renewed market uncertainty, instability, and basically no one wants that.
But would that make you worried if they got to the point where they say, yes, we will do an election?
I think you would have a period of 3 months of instability. It would certainly be bad for Portugal, but we have to recognize that there isn't a big populist party waiting in the wings in Portugal. The likely winner of such a snap election would be the Socialist Party in Portugal, which is not a radical populist party, but in fact the party that called in the IMF in the first place back in 2010.
I want to read you a story about Germany. Stay right there, Jacob. I want to talk about Germany right now. Signs that show the Eurozone's largest economy, I'm talking about Germany here, may possibly not be able to pull out of its longest recession since World War II. And this continues on quite significantly into where we are today. Industrial output for Germany in May fell 1% for the month of April. This was worse than what economists had expected. Exports dropped almost 2.5%. China is taking a big toll as well. That's on top of the weak Eurozone demand falling almost 10% with May of last year. Now, Germany is such a big part of this, Jacob, because they're the ones initially that wanted all these austerity measures. And now it's starting to affect the country of Germany, because when they originally asked for it, the country was still growing and everything was fine. But now things aren't so fine anymore. Do you think Germany regrets asking for all these austerity measures?
No, not at all.
No.
I think Germany regards it as a necessary evil, if you like. And I would also say that I don't think we should put too much effort on 1 month of data, because you've had massive floods in large part of Germany in the month.
Weather is a factor.
Weather-related issues. You've had some holidays, Easter, etc., that fell differently this year. So these monthly data are very volatile. But basically, it's not going to change Angela Merkel's political strategy for dealing with the euro area crisis. She's fighting an election. She's going to stay the course.
When she and her constituents come back from vacation over the summer, what does fall look like for Germany? Is Germany stronger than it is today, or is it still in this sort of growth malaise?
No, I think Germany will be economically stronger coming into the third quarter. And I also believe that for that reason, Angela Merkel is almost certain to be re-elected at the elections in Germany in late September.
Jacob, always good to have you on the show. Kirkegaard from the Peterson Institute of International Economics. Thank you very much.